Hello, everybody. Today is a good day because I'm going to freak you out. I'm going to talk about some things that blew me away when I desperately needed to hear them, when I was in a ton of pain and didn't think I could ever get out. Like, I literally thought to myself, there's no way that my life is ever going to change. There's no way I'm going to feel any different. There's no way it's going to get any better. And I felt like that for a really, really long time. And the way that I coach is I'm really bold, not in a mean way, not in a scary way, but I've said this before, the way that I get people's attention, and that's what this is about. This is about getting your attention, is to present information that is probably or contrary to what you believe is true. And then you get uncomfortable, and then sometimes you might get mad and walk away and say, screw her and forget it. But if you're desperate enough, if you're tired enough, if you've been in pain long enough, like I was, there's something in you that will say, before, like, hold on to the chair before I stomp out and say, I'm done. I don't care what she has to say. There's something in you that might say, stop for one moment, because maybe this is true. And so today I want to talk about really the basis of everything. I mean, literally, if there is one thing that I could teach people, just one topic that I could choose that's at the basis of all change, it is this one. And that is, I call it internal and external, which is really kind of cold terms for the biggest problem that we all face. And that is, we try to get happy, right? We always use these words. It's not working for me. I need to get happier. I need to go and do this or go and do that. I need to get happier, as if it's something that we can get by changing our outsides. We look for the outsides to the external for a solution for an internal problem. And that is what you are doing. I promise. That is what you were doing, and that is what I did for years. And when I get into when I get into my old stuff, that's what I'm doing again. It is basically the predicament. It is really truly the predicament of our time. And you can look back over your life. How many times have you thought to yourself, if I just get that job, if I just get into that relationship? I mean, ask anyone, right? When it comes to money, if I just had $1 million, or maybe even something smaller than that, $3,000, $10,000, whatever it is, then I would be happy. If I could just go and get these things outside of myself, then how I feel on the inside, this sense of emptiness, not feeling purposeful, not feeling happy, not being awake, not being aware, I mean, my gosh, just not feeling joy, that would change. And I want you to know that that is a lie. You are living your life on the biggest lie. One second. You are living your life on the biggest lie you could possibly construct. And that is what I want you to hear today, is that everything that you believe to be true is not. I say that with love, I say that with kindness, but I say it because you need to hear it. What you believe to be true is not true. And I know how, God, I mean, I believed it for so long. And if you look at my life, you will see that I gave it quite a shot. I tried everything. I tried the college and the degrees and the graduate schools and the names after my letters. I tried the number on the scale and looking in the mirror. I tried the relationships and the kids and the money. I tried the money a lot. I mean, I tried what I look like in certain clothes. I tried moving. God, moving was a big one for me. I moved all over the place. I kept on thinking, if I move here, then I'm going to be happy. If I do this, I'm going to be happy. I mean, I gave it probably one of the best shots I've ever seen is the one that I gave it. I gave this equation, this living externally to fix internally the problem, and I'm going to tell you about this in a minute. Don't worry. I gave it a good shot, and most of us do. I mean, gosh, we have the gift of willpower. We have the gift of free will, and that is what we do. So we grow up in this society, in this world, thinking, if I can just go and get all of these things and have all of these things, then I'm going to be happy. But really what you're doing is you're trying to fix the outside world in order to feel something different on the inside. And your insides, just like my insides, are based on all of your stuff, which is a really non-clinical term for your patterns, your programs, whatever you want to call it. And as you, from a really super young age, grew up, you developed preferences, things that you liked, and things that you did not like, things that made you feel good and things that did not make you feel good. I mean, we're going to keep it really simple here. And as you grew up, you began to develop this world where things were good if you were feeling good on the inside from the things that you like that were good, and things are not good. I am not enjoying my life if I am getting these things that I don't like or experiencing these things that I don't like. And so I can promise you right now, your entire life is built around two things. Either A, getting the things that you want, or B, avoiding the things that you don't want. There you go. Your entire life, that's what it's built on. Number one, again, I will say it, getting the things that you want, that your mind tells you is going to fix it, is going to make it happy. If I can just, oh my God, that career, that job, if I can just get that, or if I could just, this money, this commission, God, if he or she would just marry me, if I could just go and move to this place, if I could just move to Vancouver and hike outside all the time, then that would work for me. So if I could just get these things, or if I can just keep these other things away, if I can keep not having enough money away, if I can keep this relationship going, this spouse in love with me, if I can keep whatever it is away from me, then I'm going to be good. Your entire life is built either trying to get or trying to resist. We call that clinging, right? Clinging, we love to cling, or resisting because it doesn't feel good. So you've built this entire alternate reality in your head. Your mind, which is a brilliant machine, has done this because you've asked it to, on what a life that is going to be fulfilling will look like, and what a life which is painful is going to look like. And you spend all of your time trying to make it be this way. Instead of allowing each moment, the reality of your world, to be the way that it is, you spend all your time trying to make it be something that it's not. So if I asked you to write down on a sheet of paper 4 or 5 things that would be it, that would do it, you would be happy. All right. If I could marry him or her, it doesn't have to be marriage. That's just one that I hear a lot. If I could get this job, if I could move to this place, if I could have this, if this would go away, whatever it is, I want you to write those things down. Write those 4 or 5, hell, if it's 10, 20 things, write them all down. And then I want you to look at them, and your mind is going to be going crazy, and it's going to be so happy thinking my life would be incredible. I would be so happy if these external things came to fruition, if I could manifest these things. And I want you to know it's not true. There you go. I want you to know it's not true. If you got that job, I want you to know that momentarily the thrill of getting what we want or avoiding what we don't want does work momentarily, but it does not last, because then all of a sudden you're in this job and, oh my gosh, it's this high stress job, and you're working 80 hours a week, and your marriage is going down the drain, and you're making all this money, but you're not fulfilled, or whatever it is. Or you get, maybe you get into that marriage and then the marriage sucks, and it's really not a healthy marriage, and then you're spending all your time trying to figure out like how to make your marriage better or whatever it is. So I want you to know that all these things that you think are going to make you happy are not going to make you happy. If you could realize that what you really want is not those things, but what you believe those things will bring you, then you can begin to wake up. It's not the job, it's not the marriage, it's not the money, it's not the moving, it's not the losing weight, it's not the what you see in the mirror, it's not the car you drive. If you could see that it's not actually those things that are going to do it for you at all, it's what you think or what you feel those things are going to bring to you. That is what you want. So if you could write on a sheet of paper, I would love to be joyful. Would you not love to just be joyful for the rest of your life? Like, whatever's going on with money or the economy or the world or politics or your marriage or your kids or whatever it is. Can you imagine? I mean, like, literally, can you imagine being happy like all the time, every day? Can you imagine that? And I'm not saying that life doesn't happen, but if you could really show up in your life and just be happy, irrespective of all of the things outside of yourself that your brain says that you need, can you imagine that? What if you wrote down peaceful, a sense of well-being and contentment in each moment? Write down those things on the list. Can you imagine? I mean, literally, like, just stop for a second. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could experience being happy every day, irrespective of the externals, what's going on the outside? Because that is what you want. And I'm not sitting here being arrogant trying to tell you what you want, but I'm really kind of telling you that what you really want is not all these external things. It's the experience that you believe they will bring you, and they won't. They will not bring you that. My God, I tried so hard. You try so hard. We all try so hard. And it's a faulty equation. It's not like if you can just do it better, it'll work. It's not like if I just try this much harder, it's going to work. It doesn't work. Anytime you go to the outside to try to fix something that's on the inside, it doesn't work. And that is what we all do. Those experiences that you so desperately want, the being really happy and being really joyful and feeling really fulfilled and purposeful, has nothing to do with what is going on the outside. And that blew me away, because I spent literally decades getting the outside perfect, and on the inside nothing was ever changing, because the outside is just like this external superficial stuff. And our brain makes this equation seem true. And then we spend, literally, guys, people spend like their whole lives in this equation, their entire lives on this equation, thinking that if they can just get it right. And I know I see a lot of you are watching right now. I know you do too. And it's not because you're stupid. It's not because you're not good enough or smart enough. It's because you're living by an equation that doesn't work. And when you can begin to first see, the first step is, oh my God, I'm trying to get everything on the outside to work so I can be happy on the inside. When you can at least open the door to the truth that that is a faulty equation, it will never work. Then you can begin to ask yourself the real question, which is, if the first list, the job, the career, the money, all of those things, if they don't work, well, then what does work? What does work? And what does work is something that your brain is not used to. What does work is something that you have not been told before. And so the second list, the being happy, the feeling a sense of contentment and purpose and joy on a daily basis, having nothing to do with your externals, that is the truth. And that is available to each and every one of you, all of us. That's your birthright. That's the way, that's your beingness. That's the way that it's supposed to be. And if you can begin to just open the door to a different kind of equation where the externals have nothing to do with it, the externals have nothing to do with the internals, and just begin to question that, then you can see it. I mean, that's really, I do a lot of external coaching with my clients once we're really clear on really what we're creating here. This doesn't work when you're trying to create a fix for something, or when you're in that other illusion. Coaching doesn't work. Coaching works when, first of all, to blast that equation out of the water, and then to begin to come up with a new equation. So this is by far my favorite topic, because this is the one that blew me out of the water. This is the one that changed everything for me. This is when I began to wake up. When I began to hear this, there was something deep inside of me, because she was exhausted from decades of trying this external equation that listened. She picked her head up, something inside of me, my higher self, and said, this is true. I don't know how this works. I don't know how to start living with a different equation, but this is truth. So today I implore you to look at the external equation that you are living under, that you have created for yourself. And the good news is that you have constructed the external equation, and you can then deconstruct it with work, with effort, with insight and clarity. But once it changes, my God, friends, it is amazing. One second, I'm doing this. Okay, here we go. Once it changes, it's incredible. It's incredible, because then all of a sudden the externals become something fun. The externals become a whole different way of living. I'm not saying that externals aren't important, but what I am saying is that the externals aren't going to do one bit for what is going on inside of you. The externals become a way of expressing that, but they're not going to fix you. And if you can stop with all of the effort chasing after all these things that are going to fix you, then all of a sudden you have a whole lot more space for the truth and the work and the joy that go in there. So that's what I got for you today. If this made you mad, I'm okay with that, because this made me mad too, and I needed to be angry. I'm usually really angry when I'm getting an insight that's going to blow my mind. I usually get really angry right beforehand because it forces me to let go of a lot of things that I've rested on, usually for years. So anger is good. If you're pissed off, that's good. If you have any questions, feel free to post. And again, give this some thought. If it's something that you absolutely say, no, it can't be true, well, that's really even more evidence that you might want to spend some time thinking about this. So hope everyone is well, and I will be checking in again soon. All right, guys, have a good day.